The Easter Sunday attacks in Sri Lanka was one of the worst terror attacks since 9/11. My father described scenes in the unprepared hospitals as people cried out for attention and were unable to be treated for hours after the attacks. I knew that I had to do something in Amelie and Daniel's memory, and I've decided to establish a foundation to improve the treatment of traumatic injuries in Sri Lanka. Trauma care, trauma, is actually one of the world's biggest problems. If you look at things such as not only terrorist attacks, but road accidents, workplace accidents, and countless other accidents, 5.8 million people lose their life to traumatic injury every year. It is also a problem, one of the world's few problems, that is getting markedly worse year on year, and by 2020 will be the third leading cause of death worldwide. It is a problem that is particularly prevalent in developing countries. As we can see from this graph, as a country develops and income increases to a certain level beyond what we may enjoy here in the UK, people start taking two-wheel transport, walking along the side of the road, and getting into riskier situations. If we look at Sri Lanka here, it's at the level of development just before when we would expect to see a peak in what is the worst trauma killer, which is road traffic deaths. At the moment, over 3,000 people die per year on Sri Lankan roads. So what can we do about this? The answer, which has been a public health policy in a few countries now, is to establish what is known as a regional trauma system. This involves a communication structure at the highest level for hospitals to understand each other's capability, and medical training at the junior doctor level to ensure people can work more effectively as a team. We have a three-pronged strategy for rolling this out to the entire country. The first step is to ensure that all existing hospitals have the basic resources necessary to treat patients. The next step is to train medical leaders and individual doctors and eventually build dedicated centres throughout the country. When McGill, who was our partner for delivery for the entire project, implemented this program in Canada, they saw a reduction in mortality from severe trauma from 50% to 4% in just 10 years. That would save over 2,700 lives per year on the roads alone in Sri Lanka. We started implementing the first stage of our project. I actually came back last night from Sri Lanka where we made our first delivery of 100 trolley beds to the National Hospital, and 9 other hospitals around the country. Here's the delivery ceremony here. You can see just how urgent the issue is when you look at the hospital's old equipment, which likely hasn't been changed since the 1950s. The next stage is to buy more advanced equipment. And to do this, we've taken an efficient approach by buying reconditioned equipment that has been used in German hospitals for only 2 years, when after that it must be replaced because of EU regulations. So we've managed to get anywhere from between 15 to over 60% off the retail prices of all the most urgent equipment for Sri Lankan hospitals. You can see the total cost savings here. It would normally cost almost 200,000, and we've now got it down to below 80,000 pounds for this equipment. This evening we've been pitching for 6,000 pounds, so to give you an idea of what that could buy, 24 trolley beds or 2 portable ventilators for a hospital severely lacking equipment. I'd like to thank you very much for listening. I would leave a bit of extra time for questions. Thank you.